Can you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a salute to the Texas flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. You may pray, meditate, reflect, or remain respectfully silent. At this time, you may begin.
Please remember our mission statement, unity and effort,
pride and result.
And
this year's motto, Skyline Pride, I own it. Have a great day, Raiders.
I'm Jessica Raven, and your Skyline Scoop starts right now. Skyline. Welcome to your Skyline Scoop for September 8th, 2017. Parking decals will be available next week. Students who wish to park in the parking lot must present a valid driver's license and student ID badge. Students, please be careful when exiting the parking lot after school. Forney Road is quite crowded and many cars and people may not see you pulling out of the lot. Exercise caution. The deadline for schedule changes to be submitted to your counselor is Friday, September 8th. Please make sure to get your request in prior to or on that date. If requests are submitted after Friday, you may not be guaranteed a change. Seniors, don't forget to pick up your senior information. Contracts and field trip permission slips are due by September 29th. Information is in the main office. Turn in papers into the senior cafe during lunch. Now, let's turn it over to your student attendance sponsor, Ms. Christensen.
Good morning, Raiders. I'm Mrs. Christensen, the Student Senate sponsor. I'm going to let you know about some Student Senate announcements that are coming up. First off, homecoming is the week of October 16th. Homecoming hallway decoration preparation will begin soon, so be listening for the announcement for your class so that you know where you can go and help decorate if you want to. Freshmen, if you are looking to join Student Senate, please look for the QR code signs in the lunchrooms as well as your teachers' classes. Applications will be taken through September 15th. The week following will be your campaign. And the week after that will be your elections. So all officers will be decided by the end of September. Homecoming nomination elections will take place the week of September, last week of September. So if you plan to run, ladies and junior, senior gentlemen, you should begin working on your posters now. Please remember that to win homecoming positions, you have to raise money for a charity. If you're not willing to do the work, please do not run. It's important that we raise money for our charities and that we actually contribute. So if you're not willing to do that work, please don't run. Only hard workers only. Last, at lunch next week, we will have an election for homecoming themes. Everyone is invited to vote for these themes. Homecoming is for everyone. The themes are as follows: the Roaring Twenties, Great Gatsby, Masquerade, and the Oscars. Those are your Senate announcements for October. Thank you.
The Skyline football team took on Arlington Martin last Friday. Tony Green and the Skynet Sports crew were there to get you all the action.
Good morning, Raiders. I'm Tony, bringing you coverage on the game a Raider football team played last Friday at Forrester Field against the Martin Warriors. Before we begin, let's look at the thoughts our Raider football team had before the game.
Hey there, Raiders. I'm Joanne. Today I'm with
Richard Franklin, number 75, starting left tackle.
Jeremiah Gray, number 17, starting defensive end. Jerome Rowe, outside linebacker, 34.
Do you think you're prepared for the first game of the season?
Yes, we done practiced a whole lot in the summer. We done did everything we needed to do to come up to this point.
Yes, we physically put in hours, a lot of work during the summer, so we physically prepared for this game.
I'm prepared for the first day of the season because we worked hard in practice and we should pull through in tonight's game.
I'm here with Dr. Janice Lombardi, principal of the great Skyline High School.
What does this event mean towards you?
Well, this is the beginning of the football season for the 2017-18 school year, and we are so excited that we're here at this very first game so that we can celebrate in a great way.
The ceremony was held at the football game presenting the new tunnel, which was dedicated to Mr. O'Shell, who had been in charge of the previous tunnel for the last decade. Let's take a look at the new tunnel and the reaction of Mr. O'Shell's mother.
Ceremony mean to you? It means that this is a wonderful school that appreciated someone that worked hard, and it makes me very proud of him in the school. I've never been so honored.
Now let's get into what we've all been waiting for. To start things off, we have Elton Gardner passing the ball to Javius Williams, who evades all of Martin's defense and gets a straight run to the end field, earning the Raiders a touchdown. Now we have Elton Gardner receiving the ball, dodges Martin's defense, and makes a mad dash for the end zone, scoring a touchdown for the Raiders. Next up, we have Elton Gardner passing the ball to Jarvis Williams, gaining the Raiders some much-needed yards and moving them up to the 5-yard line. Continuing from the last play, Elton Gardner has no issues getting to the end zone from such an advantageous position and scores yet another touchdown for the Raiders.
The Raiders, number 1, Elton Gardner on the front of that.
In the last scoring play of the night, Elton Gardner backs up and sets up the perfect angle to make the throw to Jerrion Prince and scores a final touchdown, ending the game off as the first loss of the season with a score of 26-57. It was a rough game, but the Raiders, I know, when they get knocked down, they come back up swinging. Now we pass it on to Arlette and Joanna, who talk to the players after the game.
Hey there, Raiders. Today I'm with
Jarvis Williams, number 25, running back. Jacoby Hartfield, number 13.
What are you going to do in order to not lose the next game?
We're going to practice harder, watch film, and do what we're on top. Catch passes, make the first guy miss, get the first down.
A new season is a fresh start, and we're excited to see where the team goes this year. Catch us at the games, and see you next week, Raiders.
Skyline will be playing Mesquite Horn on Saturday, September 9th at the Cotton Bowl at the Fair Park. Game time is 1:30 p.m. You may purchase pregame tickets through Friday during all lunches. Students are $6 and adults are $8. If you need to use the library to finish your classwork, please make sure you have your pass at all times, including in the morning. If you want to use the library on a regular basis, please stop by the library to get the semester pass. Do you need to recover credits from your past years in high school, or are you interested in taking coursework for acceleration? If you're interested in either of these options, then come be a part of the Evening Academy. Evening Academy classes will start on Monday, September 11th, and will meet on Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays of every week. Classes will be available at Skyline, Molina, Conrad, and Carter. To register, speak with your counselor today. And now, the segment you've been missing all summer long, the long-awaited return of your Week in Review with Angel Galvin.
Hi, my name is Angel Galvin, and this is your Week in Review. First off, Congress has been given the decision on the possible termination of DACA. DACA, Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, is an American immigration policy founded by the Obama administration in June 2012. DACA allows certain illegal immigrants who enter the country as minors to receive a renewable 2-year period of deferred action from deportation and eligibility for a work permit. Studies show that the termination of DACA will affect nearly 1 million immigrants and cost the U.S. over $400 billion over the next 10 years in GDP. Many protests have sprouted up against the idea of terminating DACA, and many social media outlets have spread the news very quickly. Moving on to the other side of the Pacific Ocean, last Sunday, North Korea tested a hydrogen bomb, an extremely dangerous nuclear weapon underground, causing a 6.3 magnitude earthquake. Hydrogen bombs use fission instead of splitting the atoms. It combines small atoms like hydrogen. North Korea is already preparing for more bomb tests, and the tensions between the two nations are growing, with consistent back-and-forth threats. So how did the whole conflict with North Korea begin? It all started with the Korean War, when the former nation of Korea was split by the 38th parallel. The north side was occupied by the Soviet Union, and the south by the US, which caused two different countries to form, North Korea and South Korea. The North then invaded the South, causing the Korean War, but the North informed their citizens that the U.S. was the cause. Flying back home, many Texans have petitioned to cancel the STAR test, which has grown into over 200,000 supporters. The whole purpose of canceling the STAR test is to use the money that would be going into STAR Fund would be donated to rebuild all damaged schools in Houston, which were devastated by Hurricane Harvey. Speaking of Hurricane Harvey, we bring you the scoop of Harvey and Irma with Alondra Marquez.
Thanks, Angel. Within most parts of Texas, water has begun to lessen from Hurricane Harvey. About 90 to 95% of Houston has dried, but in some areas, the flooding and alongside with the dangers caused by the disaster will continue to be around for weeks. Texas government has predicted that it will take years to recover from. On Wednesday, the U.S. House of Representatives are to potentially vote on a bill that would send billions of dollars to help rebuild this part of Texas region that will hopefully be passed. The cost that we're looking at to reconstruct would exceed to be over $100 billion, which would also go down in U.S. history as the most ever spent.
How bad is the situation for folks here?
It's bad. It's bad for a lot of people.
And we were just talking about the shortage of water that people are having to deal with in Beaumont.
Yeah, I know. All the pumps are burning up or something. I don't know. That's bad.
Well, we are happy you're safe and that your friend's boat is okay.
In other weather news, more trouble is stirring up in the Atlantic with Hurricane Irma gradually moving towards the Caribbean. Just Wednesday, there was a widespread of flooding and damage in parts of the Caribbean already. In St. Martin, 4 of the strongest buildings have been completely destroyed. It is said by European storm monitoring to be a collision course with Florida and its coastal lines. With winds catching up to 185 miles per hour, the Category 5 hurricane is recorded to be one of the most strongest storms in the Atlantic. This has been your weather update. Remember to keep those who are less fortunate in mind and help where you can. Angel?
Going back to our roots, here's a quick insight into the lesser-known holidays coming up this weekend. Saturday is Wonderful Weirdos Day. This day, you embrace your weirdness and let it show. You can cartwheel down the street, hopscotch to the store, wear a clown costume, unless you're trying to be like Pennywise. Then I'm going to kick you in your face. Sunday is National Hot Dog Day. I like pickle relish on my hot dogs. Only pickle relish. Or no hot dog, no bun. And now we bring you your first clip of the week.
You know what I'm saying? You just want to you wanted this, man. You want to play with me, boy. Wait one more time, one more time. No, wait, one more time. Wait, one more time, I got to do it one more time, man. For the fans. Get, you know what I'm saying, man. Wait, one more time. Nah, man, you want to play with me? I know it, man. You want to say, wait, one more time.
This has been your week in review. I'm Angel Galvin, and remember, I don't own it, you don't own it, we own it.
That's all we have for this week, Raiders. Remember to catch up on all things Skyline by following us at Skynet Broadcasting, and you can take Skynet with you wherever you go by texting at SKYN to 81010 to receive mobile broadcasts of your Skyline Scoop. Until next week, Raiders, I'm Jessica Raving saying I'm going to make like a tree and get out of here. Catch you next week, Raiders.